Hi everybody and welcome back to my channel. I'm going to be answering the questions that have been asked the most and some other random questions. So let's just get started. What violin do you recommend a beginner to get and how should I start learning? I bought a really cheap violin that was not necessarily the best violin to use. If you buy a violin that is really cheap and does not have necessarily all the right measurements and stuff, then it might actually be more difficult to learn as a beginner violinist. So I really recommend you to do your research before getting an instrument, because having a violin that you know is set up correctly is going to make a big difference on your learning progress. So if you did buy a really cheap violin online, I would recommend you to visit a violin shop or somebody that plays the violin maybe, and just make them look at the instrument and see if it has correct setup. Also, cheap violins have a tendency to have the strings a little bit too far from the fingerboard, which is going to make it's harder to press down the strings and also harder to play. There's a lot of violin reviews on YouTube on different brands and stuff. Other than that, I would recommend to go to a private seller, because they have older violins, and older violins tend to have a better sound for the money. My violin that I use in my videos right now is actually a used violin. It is 16 years old, approximately. I've noticed that I wanted to get a better violin just to know if it was my playing that was terrible or if it was in fact the instrument just being bad. Can you do a video on practicing vibrato? You learned really fast. Thanks and congrats for 30,000. Thank you! A lot of people said that I learned the vibrato really early, like at 3 months or something. Started really early, but I haven't fully developed a perfect vibrato, I think. I need to ask my teacher about some of the exercises just to ensure myself that I'm teaching you guys the correct things, and I don't want to teach you guys something wrong and you will be developing a bad habit because of me. That would not be good. It's something that takes time, and it's really important to stay relaxed. If you get tension like in your back or shoulders or neck, or get a headache or something, or your arm hurt, then you're doing something wrong. You are holding your violin wrong maybe, and you should make adjustments to try to remove that pain, because the pain is not supposed to be there. Well, of course it's going to be a little unusual to hold the instrument on the shoulder like this in the first months, but you're not supposed to be hurting, and if it hurts, stop, make adjustments and see what you can change to make it better. And also people ask me about if I would recommend going to teacher or teaching myself. Definitely a teacher, because you have someone there to observe your playing. I would highly recommend to record videos of yourself playing, because you need to have see your playing from different perspective. Because they don't want to listen to their own playing at the stage they are right now. And I get that, because I cringe a lot while watching my videos. But really, if you don't pay attention to your flaws, how you're supposed to improve them, and especially if you don't have a teacher there, I think it's really important to at least record yourself. After I've been playing for approximately 1 year, have sheet music in front of me and try to learn a song. Suddenly I was able to play 2 notes without looking, just accidentally. And I was really proud to just play 2 notes by ear at that time, and then I realized that if I actually try to practice this, maybe it will get better eventually over time. And that's really the advice that I have: just try it out, listen to simple violin songs or other instruments, but maybe the violin will be easier because it's the same instrument that you have. Maybe you can hear the very first note and try to copy it on your violin, and just take it really slow at first. I'm still having troubles with doing fast songs by ear, but I'm getting better and better at the slow songs, and just takes time and patience, but you will get there eventually. So a lot of people ask me how I taught myself to play the violin. In the first 5 months I was completely on my own.